I've had experiences with bugs that have left me a little bit, you know what I mean? Just fill me with unease. And the number one thing is just, you gotta remember, a lot of these bugs are more afraid of you than you are of them.
There's one bug I don't like. It's the kissing bug.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because they have the potential to give you something called Chagas disease, which is basically something that if you get it, you're probably not going to know you have it until it kills you about 20 years later with heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of terrifying.
I was going to say, the one to me that absolutely scared the dickens out of me was, I think it was like 10 or 11 years old, and I was laying in my room, and I rolled over, and there was a little bit of light creeping in under my door, and I saw a huge spider, about that big around, crawl into the light under my door, and then crawl off into the darkness. And it scared me so bad that I literally leapt out of my bed and I ran into the middle area between mine and my sister's room, and I literally like stuffed a bunch of stuff under my door, and I slept in that middle room. My mom woke me up and was like, Nate, what's going on? I was like, there's a big freaking spider in my room, Mom. I remember my mom and my dad both looked for it. They couldn't find it. And I never saw that spider again. But I swear to God, dude, about that big around, legs and all.
Probably looked bigger to you as a kid, too. So
yeah. It's probably just a wolf spider that was, like, fairly big. But it wasn't, like, gargantuan like my mind was making it.
Yeah.
Anywho, creepy Crawlies stories. What a way for Rebecca to bring in the month of October than to start talking about creepy crawly bugs.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, me too. Let's get this up on screen first. Here we go.
A very blue collection of comfy cozy items out now. More info at the end of the video.
Scorpion.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you're lost. Hell is this way.
Oh.
You know, the topic of squishing bugs has actually become a bit of a polarizing subject because of the internet, and it all amounts to good PR. Don't hurt the bees, they pollinate and make honey. Don't hurt the ants, they're nature's broom cleaning up so many messes. Don't hurt the spiders, they kill all the bugs we actually hate, right? Flies and mosquitoes and roaches and termites, bedbugs and silverfish and wasps. Get them all out of here, erase their existence from the earth! Sounds like certain bugs get a pass if we view them as beneficial to us in certain ways. But you know who else eats other pests? Scorpions. Though I'd wager you're far more willing to smack one of them over a spider, aren't you?
Because the sting, depending on how powerful the sting is.
I mean, I'd rather not smack a scorpion. I'd just rather get it the hell away, you know?
Yeah.
You know
like,
who
I don't
else
want
is
to accidentally step on it or something, but like, I don't know. Like the idea of squishing it almost feels like it's gonna be. Feels like it's just that retaliatory pose they have, you know?
Yeah, claws up, and then the stinger up the back, just like.
It's like I don't want to try to crush it. What if it like redirects its stinger and gets me while I'm trying to crush it somehow?
The proper method of like my way of getting rid of a scorpion would be and then I would have a hole in my floor, so yeah.
Any scorpion around here, I would actually probably be willing to free handle to take outside. Because I know that they're only going to sting you if you put your hand on top of them, so.
Yeah, if you grab them by their tail, it's sort of like...
I wouldn't even grab the tail, I would just kind of scooch it onto my hand and then take it out and let it crawl away.
Yeah, I think where a lot of people...
I used to be terrified of them, but I got over it.
You know, a lot of people's, like, especially like people our age... You know where they get that innate fear of scorpions from?
I got mine from like Indiana Jones, like the old movies that had like scorpions in them.
It was that, but it was also Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Whenever that scorpion killed the ant that was like helping the kids, that scarred a lot of people. And yeah, that one was a rough one.
Nature's broom, maggots. But they make you want to puke, don't they? Point is, every species of insect and arachnid has a benefit to the delicate ecosystem of the planet we live on, no matter how disgusting or scary or annoying or dangerous they are. Do I think we should go out of our way to exterminate every scorpion on the face of the planet? No, absolutely not. And if you can, should you use the relocation method on the odd intruder into your home? Sure, as best as you're able to. But is occasionally smacking a scorpion that's about to disappear into your bed sheets okay? Who's to say? I guess that's the discussion. I have definitely taken on a more empathetic stance on bugs as I get older, but it wasn't always that way. There was a weird phase I went through starting about the age of 11 where I suddenly and totally inexplicably became scared of most bugs. Funny, that's about the time that my family went to Disney's Animal Kingdom for the first time. But I'm sure that's entirely unrelated.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Entirely unrelated. That's the 3D show It's Up to Be a Bug over at Disney World, and I was terrified of it. I think I actually ran out of it the first few times I saw it, which is ironic because Flick's whole motivation in that show is to get humans to empathize with bugs. Before the show, only really had a fear of wasps and bees. After the show, all bugs were made by a dark evil force hell-bent on destroying me. Except the ones with pretty privilege, of course. But do you want to know what snapped me out of it? Extreme desensitization. It's a little difficult to live on a ranch out in the country with a bug phobia, especially in the Texas country where your neighborhood critters are wolf spiders, black widows, brown recluses, striped bark scorpions, a plethora of different wasps, and my personal favorite, the Texas red-headed centipede.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, those things are nasty.
Boy, do I have some stories about these guys.
Yes, it is. Yes, she is.
I hope it's dead, because I think could easily get her finger from right there.
I think it is dead.
Back when David was in middle school, he had a lot of fake bugs and toy critters that he would use to play pranks on Dad and our grandpa. He even one time put a toy snake under Dad's pillow. You know, typical childhood mischief. Well, one day, David and Dad were in the kitchen. Dad had made himself a plate of food and was walking into the living room to sit down in his favorite chair. But when he got to the sofa, he noticed laying on the armrest was one of David's rubber bugs. He rolled his eyes and said to David in the kitchen,
It isn't.
Oh,
"Hey, come get this stupid toy centipede off the couch." David looked up from what he was doing with a wide-eyed expression, and without saying a word, he zipped out of the kitchen as fast as he could. What the? And that's when it moved.
I love that old sound effect.
That yell, or that
David waited for 5 minutes, hoping that would be enough time. But when he went back inside, the couch cushions had been thrown everywhere and a huge ruckus was happening underneath the dining room table. Dad emerged from under the table like a battle-weary soldier. The threat has been neutralized. So here's a fun fact about Rachel she probably doesn't want me to tell. She has a major aversion to small crawly things. And there have been numerous times we both lived at the ranch where she would call me on my phone yelling at me to come get a creepy crawly for her. She even one time accidentally squished a gecko in her bedroom door at
oh no, poor little guy.
Midnight and called me to come pick up the little gecko body for her. Like I was some sort of criminal underground contact who could get rid of the corpse for you.
The cleaner has arrived.
Run in with one of these centipedes that probably still haunts her to this day. One night she and Mom were in the living room watching TV and she got up to make a drink. She hadn't taken 2 steps before seeing movement out of the corner of her eye. She looked down and saw a giant centipede in the middle of the floor crawling directly at her. And I kid you not, she screamed so loud that it made the centipede jump. She scared it, and it slithered under the couch.
Oh, damn it. Well, now you done fucked up. Now you messed up.
Also,
big
like
time.
how like one of the hands down, like I like bugs and stuff and spiders and everything, but the centipedes are one of the creepiest bugs still to me. But Becca manages to draw a centipede in a way that makes it cute.
Yes.
Get away. Meanwhile, I was hanging out in my room, minding my own business.
Hello?
Yeah? The centipede almost killed me and it ran under the couch. Get your sorry hide down here right now and do something about it!
At this point, if you're talking to me like that, and be like, first off, put some respect on my name, and second off, say please. Thank you. Then I'd go downstairs and take care of business.
Huh? And I never found it. Looked for a solid half hour, even moved the couch. But that thing had disappeared into the shadows. Well, Done all I could do. Best of luck to you, sis. Be sure to check your bed sheets tonight. Some people's naivete about bugs is funny to me and can make for great stories. We have these insects in Texas called katydids, sometimes called bush crickets.
Yeah.
They're completely harmless. They're actually kind of stupid. They act like humans don't exist half the time. And they're mostly just annoying because they make a lot of noise, particularly at night.
Yes.
But every now and then our area gets overrun with them during the summer, like you have to watch where you step kind of overrun. And one of their traits is they're very sticky. You get one of these on the hood of your car, and it doesn't matter how fast you're going down the highway, these bugs are like, do your worst, Poseidon! Well, one day, Mom and I were out and about, and we decided to stop for lunch at a sandwich shop, one of those that had big windows out front. But when we walked in, a young woman whose table was right by the front door stopped us. She had a fearful look on her face, and she said, oh my gosh, maybe you didn't see it, but there's a huge bug on the front of your car. Confused, we looked over at our car, and seated right there on the hood was a katydid. Just doing his thing. We turned back to the woman and I said, oh, yeah, that's a katydid. She said, I was just so scared that it was gonna jump on you as you walked by. You from out of town, honey? We explained to her that they're super chill little
Yeah. Obviously out-of-towners.
doofuses and probably couldn't harm anyone even if they tried. It was a fun opportunity to help educate a city kid. You know, now that Charlie's here, I think it's appropriate to throw in a bonus story about him. As I mentioned before, we had a lot of different species of wasps that made their home around our ranch. Well, one day I was outside with Charlie in our breezeway just hanging out. Suddenly, we both noticed a big red wasp sitting on the floor. Still alive, but for some reason it had been grounded. Charlie fearlessly went up to it, and before I could stop him, he slammed his nose right onto it.
Oh no.
He
Boink.
sniffed it, jerked his head back up with his ears perked, touched his nose to it again, pulled back again,
And the third time's a charm, it's gonna just like right in the nose.
and... Boo! I don't think the wasp stung his nose. I genuinely think he was...
Oh my god. I thought he was genuinely gonna get... We had a dog, her name was Katie. She was special, let's just put it that way. She wasn't the smartest pup of the litter. She basically was like sniffing this thing. We didn't know what it was. We're like, Katie, what's going on? And then she really like digs her nose into it. Then all of a sudden just... And it was a hornet. And Mom gave me a pair of tweezers, and I plucked out the stinger that was still stuck in her nose.
Her nose swell up really big.
Yeah, like it was on this side, so it like...
I feel bad for them, but dogs always look funny when they're getting stung by something because they get really poofy.
Yeah.
was just sounding the alert. Wanted to make sure that everyone knew that the anger bee was right there. You're a real funny one, my man.
Aw.
That's cold.
Aw.
I don't like the cold. But the basic white girl thing that I do love is getting cozy. And what a coincidence! We're in cozy season finally, and I've got a new collection of cozy items. We have a hooded blanket that you can wrap yourself up in that has a very clear message to everyone around the house. Maybe later. Some extra warm socks that grip the floor, and they're covered in potion bottles, mushrooms, and witch hats. The velvetiest lounge pants I have ever put on, I swear to God, with a beautiful potions brewing design. A very stylish and warm sweater featuring Rubber Hose Toon Becca. And speak of the devil herself, Rubber Hose Toon Becca has her very own plushie for you to cuddle with. Not
Nice.
to mention, these go perfectly with my new sketchbook. I did a lot of work on this new video in that sketchbook. I love it so much. Get them while they're hot. Link to the store in the description below.
Heck yeah.
Very nice.
I kind of want the blanket.
I do, kind of too. I want to buy it. I want to buy it and just like have it down here, so that way I can just wrap myself up and just be like, this is nice. Well, the only centipedes we really have to worry about is like the house centipedes that get in. But
you don't have to worry about them; they won't hurt you.
yeah, they're pretty harmless.
There was one on the porch where we played D&D the other night.
Yeah,
On the column.
yeah. There was one too. Whenever I was like putting the clown dude back on position, I set the weights back in there. As soon as I set the weights in like the right side one of the thing down there, all of a sudden just started crawling right out. Like, oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah, the one was sitting on the column the other night. I was like, oh, house centipede. And Andrew saw it, I was like, And I was like, Pope. And he was like,
Man. They're harmless, man. That's why I love those little guys.
Well, they'll harm other things, because I saw one, like, take a big bite out of a wolf spider one time. It was pretty impressive.
Hey, man.
So they have so many legs, he caught every single one of the spider's legs, and then he, like, went like this and basically put him in, like, a lock, like, where he curled the spider up, and then went, and just, like, a big gooey chunk out of the spider. Damn!
Damn, that sounds vicious.
It's brutal.
Nature is brutal, man. Nature is unfortunately very, very brutal.
I like house centipedes. I think they're cool.
I do too.
I don't think they're creepy like everybody thinks they are.
I ain't really got a problem with them.
Giant centipedes are definitely creepy.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
Like if they actually bite you, they have like one of the most painful bites.
Yeah, those big, old, nasty mandibles up front just.
According to Coyote, it was like worse than a bullet ant sting, in his opinion.
Damn. Now that's something. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us. This was the Creepy Crawlies stories by the one and only Rebecca Parham, a.k.a. Let Me Explain Studios. If y'all enjoyed what you saw here from good old Rebecca.
Pretty talented lady.
Rebecca, if you can't tell, Nick is a big fan. I'm a fan too, although Nick was a fan before me. And also, he thinks you're cute. But anyway, I think that's going to do it, everybody. So until next time, signing off, I am Nate.
I'm Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.